Hello, welcome back to somebody on the rest of my and to another edition of Smackdown Out of 10. And yeah, big episode of Smackdown this week because, of course, we've got the Saturday night main event coming up this weekend and the Royal Rumble. 3 hours of Smackdown, lot to fill. Only LA Knight versus Tamatonga advertised, and Motor City Machine Guns Appearance Pretty Deadly, which kicked off the show. But before that, Cody Rhodes had interviewed Joe Tessitore and talked about his match against Owens. And the segment ended without interruption or attack, so we ended straight into the tag match. While Pretty Deadly is not known as a powerhouse team, both men are deceptively big, and you can see that against guys like Sabin and Shelley. MCMG used their speed and agility, while Wilson and Prince used their size advantage to overpower their opponents. Pretty Deadly got in a lot of events, and one with a double team bulldog maneuver that looked great, but MCMG made a comeback and scored the win with skull and crossbones. A pretty fun and well paced match. Pretty Deadly looked better than they have in quite some time. So yeah, I thought I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. I think even though MCMG got the win, I think Pretty Deadly definitely did benefit from this match. Before Kevin Owens came to the ring to cut a promo about everyone sucking up to Rose, but Jimmy Ace came out to attack him and shut him up, and yeah, I think that could be an interesting match. I think we're going to get it next week. So yeah, that could be a fun match. And after that, Carmelo Hayes was shown complaining to Aldis about his match being cancelled, so the GM offered him a new draftee SmackDown, and Hayes we'll find out later who it is. Poor Carmelo, man. Before B-Fab and Michin took on Chelsea Green and Pepe Niven. Green was Michin's main focus throughout the match since they've been in a feud, but Niven and B-Fab weren't left out. They ended up being pretty short, with Michin getting a pin on Green. There wasn't much to like here or criticise. It's basically filler under the next singles match. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Before Tiffany Stratton came out to give a promo that was quickly interrupted by Rhea Ripley. They were seen joined by Jax and LeRae, who were followed by Naomi and Belair, and then Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Basically everyone saying they would win the Rumble. When we return from the break, it'll develop into a big match. This is the usual WWE setup for a multi-person match. Everyone had a little time on defence, and everyone ended up selling for a bit. The bells landed into a break, so the one were on screen for a long time. Most of what we saw looked good on a technical level, but there's no real sense of urgency. It just felt like we were going through the motions at times with a chaotic feel not really there. It didn't really pick up until the final few minutes when Ripley got the hot tag and started to take everyone. Morgan stole the win by pinning Belair. I think good way to get the heel win in a big multi-person match. So yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. But I just feel like this had the potential to be slightly better than it was. Moving on into Apollo Crews against Johnny Gargano. In a singles match after Crews and Sauce DIY in a previous backstage segment. Crews hasn't been on TV since his team of Corbin was disbanded, so it's nice to see him get some work. He and Gargano are both capable of performers who can work at a brisk pace and wrestle multiple styles. Even though Ciampa interfered, Crews was able to get the pin with a roll up and what might be the most surprising result of the night. It was a fun sprint, but I wish they had more time, and yeah, just kind of felt a bit random giving a tag champion a loss like that as well. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. We then got LA Knight against Tamatonga with Jacob Fatu on Tama's side. Knight got a quick promo before the match to mock his opponents before they began fighting. This wasn't a technical match, trading submission and counters. They were throwing fists as soon as they made contact. The fight spilled out of the ring and almost immediately saw both men use the barricade to inflict punishment. A hard-fought contest that sold each other's characters and made each other feel for each other. Fatu remains an intimidating presence at ringside, but he almost looked unimpressed with Knight instead of his usual shade of anger. He almost cost Knight the match, but the distraction failed. The Megastar hit the BFT for the pin on Wayne. Strowman came out to even the odds when Fatu attacked Knight after the match. So yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10 from me. I thought this was really good and good win for LA Knight. Built up multiple storylines, and yeah, I think you can see Fatu really kind of emerging now, which is great to see. Hayes and Priest were then booked into a singles match early on. Melo tried to look confident while also looking a little scared of his opponent, but the Archer of Infamy had the upper hand. Hayes took control at ringside as the show went to break. The pace was a little slower than they expected, but they did that in a way that made sense. Every move felt important, and it's only a matter of time before things changed. Hayes came close a few times, but Priest wasn't going to lose his SmackDown debut. He picked up the win with the South of Heaven, and yeah, gets 7 out of 10 from me. I mean, it's a shame to see Hayes lose so many big matches kind of this early on in his main roster career already, but I think Priest on SmackDown is a good move. He kind of had to win this match, of course, gets him away from the bloodline and doesn't do his own thing. So yeah, not against that at all. 7 out of 10. And this week's main event saw Jimmy Uso and Kevin Owens do battle after getting in a fight earlier in the evening. Uso was Hayes' planned opponent, so that's why he ended up replacing Priest. honest. Hayes felt insulted by Uso during a moment backstage and attacked him during the entrance. Officials broke out, so Jimmy continues to do things his way. The prize fighter had the upper hand for a few minutes and talks a lot of trash to both his opponent and the crowd. These two know each other well in a veteran performance, so it would be hard for them to have a bad match, but it wasn't a match of the year candidate. They had a nice back and forth with a few standout moments, especially in the second half. Owens hit the pop-up powerbomb for the win, and Rhodes showed up shortly after to initiate a brawl, basically setting that up. I mean, it's 7 out of 10 for me. It's a decent match. The brawl afterwards made sense. It just feels like Jimmy Uso is always in this position to lose. I want to lose between him and Hayes. We'll find out soon, I guess. And overall, SmackDown gets 6 out of 10 from me. I thought, it's a real SmackDown of 2 halves. I thought the first half was really slow, bit lethargic, didn't really do much to me, and kind of showed maybe why a 3-hour SmackDown is kind of unnecessary. But I thought picked up in the final part of the show. So on the whole, I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.